If you're between 18 and 40 in the US, there's a good chance your car payment is over $700 a month, and you've been told that's normal. Here's the trap. That normal car payment can quietly erase hundreds of thousands of dollars from your future net worth without feeling painful today. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how the car payment trap works, why it hits our generation the hardest, and how to escape it without living like a hermit. Let's start with where we are right now. In the US, auto loan balances are around $1.6 trillion. That's more than entire countries' GDPs, tied up in a depreciating asset on wheels. The average new car payment in late 2025 hit about $767 a month, with used cars around $537 and leases over $600. For Gen Z, ages roughly 18 to 28, auto payments are eating about 13% of their income on average, more than any other generation. And serious auto loan delinquencies, loans 90-plus days past due, are at about 5.2%, the highest since the aftermath of the Great Recession. In a few minutes, I'll show you a side-by-side example of two people with the same income and the same car, and how one ends up more than $300,000 ahead just by handling the payment differently. Stay for that.
So what is the car payment trap exactly? It's a combination of three things. A monthly payment that feels affordable, a loan term that's way longer than it used to be, a car that's dropping in value faster than you're paying it off. Back in the 1960s, most car loans were 36 months or less. Today, the average new car loan is about 69 months, and roughly 1 in 5 borrowers are taking out loans of 80 to 108 months, 7 to 9 years, on a car that's losing value the whole time. That shift massively benefits banks and dealers, not you. Banks get more years of interest. Dealers get to sell you a more expensive car by stretching the term until the monthly payment fits. Here's the first red flag. If the only number anyone wants to talk about is what monthly payment are you comfortable with, you're already in their game, not yours.
Let's talk about why this shift happened. In 1963, an average new car cost about $3,233, and median household income was about $6,200, so the car was roughly 52% of annual income. Fast forward, as of late 2025, the average new car price is just over $50,000, and median U.S. household income is around $84,000. Now, the average new car is roughly 60% of annual income, and that car should only cost around $32,000 if it had simply tracked inflation. Instead, we're paying an extra $18,000 on top of inflation. That's about 56% more expensive than it should be. Meanwhile, we've had years of high inflation in rent, groceries, and gas, too. Our paychecks did not rise 56% to match car prices. So what did the industry do? Instead of making cars cheaper, they made payments longer. A 36-month loan became 60 months, then 72. Now 84 or 96 months is just another checkbox on the finance screen. You're not dumb or bad with money if you got caught in this. The system quietly moved the goalposts while telling you, don't worry, it's only $4.99 a month.
Let's put real numbers on this so you can feel it. Take a pretty normal car for today, a $32,000 Toyota Camry, actually below the average new car price. Say you put 20% down, about $6,400, and finance the rest, $25,600, at around 6.5% APR for 36 months. That gives you a payment around $760, $770 per month, and you'll pay roughly $2,600 in interest over 3 years. Now, let's stretch it. Same car, but you finance for 72 months instead. Your monthly payment drops into the low 400s, which feels way more comfortable, but your total interest cost jumps by around $2,600 more over the life of the loan. So the cheap payment is actually the expensive option in total dollars. Now, zoom out further. Once you add insurance, gas, and maintenance, your true monthly car cost on that Camry is closer to $1,200 a month while you're making payments. Over 6 years, your total cost of ownership can easily exceed $60,000, and the car might only be worth around $18,000 at the end. So roughly $44,000 of value vaporized just to own and operate it for those years. In a moment, I'll show you what happens if you don't stretch that loan, and instead invest the difference. The gap is jaw-dropping.
Here's where the trap gets nasty.
The timing of depreciation versus your loan payoff. A new car typically loses around 20% of its value in the first year, about 15% in the second, and another 10% in the third, roughly 45% gone in 3 years. But on a long loan, you're barely touching principal at the beginning, especially at today's rates, which are around 7.5% for new 60-month loans and 10% plus for used. Result, after a couple of years on a 72 or 84-month loan, many people owe more than the car is worth. Recent data shows roughly 1 in 4 trade-ins come with negative equity rolled into the next car. That's how you get someone trading in a car that's worth $28,000 while still owing $33,000 on the loan, about $5,000 underwater. The dealership smiles, folds that negative $5K into your next loan, stretches the term again, and boom, you're now financing the old car and the new one. Quick gut check. If you sold your car today, would you actually walk away with cash, or would you still owe the bank money? That's the trap in a single question.
Let me introduce you to a composite I see all the time. We'll call him Sam. Sam is 29, makes $85,000 a year, works in tech or sales, looks like he's made it. He walks into a dealership and falls in love with a $50,000 SUV, puts 10% down, finances the rest for 72 months at around 7.5% APR. His monthly payment is roughly $780 before taxes and fees. The dealer throws in some add-ons, extends the term to 84 months, and gets him down to about $690 a month. See? Under $700. You can afford it. Over those 7 years, Sam ends up paying over $62,000 total on a car that dropped in value the moment he drove off the lot and might be worth half that by the end. Insurance? Maybe $150, $200 a month. Gas and maintenance? Another $200, $300. Sam's real monthly cost for that car is closer to $1,000, $1,200. That's $12,000, $14,000 a year just to move his body around town. The crazy part? From the outside, he looks rich. Nice car, nice apartment, nice Instagram. Inside, he feels one missed paycheck away from disaster because so much of his cash flow is trapped in something going down in value.
Now, let's flip the script. Imagine instead of a $50,000 SUV, Sam bought a $15,000 to $18,000 used car with a shorter loan, or even paid cash over time. Maybe his all-in monthly car cost drops from $1,000 plus to $500, $600. That frees up $400 to $600 per month. Call it $500 invested monthly into a broad stock market index fund, earning a long-term average of about 7% annually after inflation. Over 10 years, that $500 per month could grow to roughly $85,000 to $90,000. Over 20 years, it could be in the $250,000 to $300,000 range. That's the opportunity cost of a normal car payment. You're not just paying today's price, you're sacrificing future wealth your 40 or 50-year-old self would really like to have. In a bit, I'll give you a concrete framework, the 24-10 rule, plus a tweak for our generation, so you know exactly how much car you can afford without nuking your future. If you're between 18 and 40, you're in the identity sweet spot where car marketing hits the hardest. You want to look like you're doing well. You're starting your career, maybe dating, maybe raising kids. Social media is full of people flexing cars on leased or financed money. Dealerships and lenders know this. They sell cars as identity, not transportation. They emphasize, you work hard. You deserve this. This will keep your family safe. This is what success looks like. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the average new car payment has climbed past $750, and Gen Z is putting over 13% of income toward auto payments alone. Combine that with rising housing costs, student loans, and everything else, and you get a generation that looks middle class on the outside and feels stuck on the inside. If your car is the nicest thing you own, but your emergency fund is empty and your investments are close to zero, that's not success. That's a very expensive costume.
Let's get practical. If you do need a car, how do you avoid the trap? A classic framework that still holds up is the 24-10 rule. 20% down on the car, loan term no longer than 4 years, 48 months, all-in car costs, payment, insurance, gas, maintenance, no more than 10% of your gross monthly income. So if your household makes $84,000 a year or $7,000 a month, your total monthly transportation cost should be under $700. Given that the average new payment alone is around $767, that tells you something very important. For most people 18 to 40, a brand new $50,000 car simply does not fit the math. Level 2 mindset tweak. I'd add one more rule for our generation, especially if you're still building wealth. No long-term car loan until you've hit level 2 net worth. That means having an emergency fund, no high-interest debt, and at least 10 to 50K in net worth invested. Until then, your car should be reliable, boring, and cheap to own. A bridge, not a flex.
What if you're listening to this thinking, cool, Robert, but I already have the $700 payment? Let's talk options. None of them are fun, but all of them are better than pretending the problem doesn't exist. Step 1, know your position. Check your loan balance. Check your car's current value on sites like Kelley Blue Book or similar. If your car is worth less than what you owe, that's negative equity. Option A, keep the car, attack the principal. Cut discretionary spending. Throw an extra $100 to $300 per month at principal if your loan allows prepayments. You're trying to shorten the term, not just make it feel better. Option B, downshift to a cheaper car. If you have some equity or only slightly negative, you may be able to sell and move into a lower-cost used car. The goal is to trade a status car for a freedom car, something that frees up cash flow so you can build net worth. Option C, nuclear options, only in crisis. Voluntary repossession exists, but it trashes your credit and should be a last resort. Is it emotionally hard to sell the car you love? Yes. But here's the question. Would you rather impress strangers at red lights or give your future self a six-figure head start?
Let's imagine something almost no one in America gets to experience anymore. No car payment at all. You buy a solid used car, pay it off in 3 to 4 years, then drive it for another 4 to 6 years with zero monthly payment beyond operating costs. If that frees up even $700 a month for 5 years and you invest it at a modest 7% return, you're looking at roughly $50,000 to $60,000. Stretch that habit over a working lifetime, and it's the difference between barely there retirement and real options. Meanwhile, the average person never gets that gap. They just roll one loan into the next, forever. The auto industry wants you to think that always having a car payment is normal. It's not. It's just profitable for them.
Let's land this. The car payment trap is simple. Long loans plus fast depreciation plus affordable monthly payments. It's been supercharged by rising car prices, stagnant incomes, and clever dealership psychology. It quietly steals not just your cash flow, but your future net worth. You don't have to swear off nice cars forever. You just have to understand. First, hit basic financial stability. Emergency fund, investments, high-interest debt, gone. Then, buy cars that fit the 24-10 rule and your net worth level. Finally, enjoy seasons of life with no car payment at all, and let that money work for you instead of the bank. I want you to do 2 things after this video. Drop a comment and tell me honestly, what's your current monthly car cost all in? Payment, insurance, gas, maintenance. And if you sold your car tomorrow, would you walk away with cash or still owe the bank? Pick one move you can make in the next 30 days. Ask for a payoff quote and value your car. Run your numbers through the 24-10 filter. Or set up an automatic extra principal payment, even if it's $50. If you're between 18 and 40 in the US and you want intermediate to advanced money content, not just skip lattes, hit subscribe. I'm Robert. Your income tells people what you do. Your net worth and the car payments you choose tell the story of your future. Let's make sure that future is one you actually want to live in.